What is up, guys? North Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to cover Vechain. I had posted on Twitter a 100x potential. Thank you for the retweets and the love from the Vechain community. So I'm going to do a video real quick on Vechain and talk about this 100x potential, regardless of how insane it sounds. So looking at the Vechain chart, all I did here was lay down the fib, and all this is basically saying is that when you have a high of something as high as 28 cents and you retrace all the way down to 1.7 cents, whether this is the bottom or not, the springboard off that is going to retrace to about 162%, and that is just the Fibonacci 1618. So 162% of that pullback, and that was about a 94% drop from that high there. Now, the way I'm seeing Vechain right now is this market, the crypto market, is still all about speculation, hype, FOMO, marketing, branding. Utility is going to come later. I love XRP and I love these utility coins. XRP is my #1 holding. But I will tell you this, that I don't think the utility stuff is here yet. There's speculation on utility, but I don't think that's big yet. What I'm saying is Vechain definitely has all the things that I just mentioned to make that massive run. So basically, the goal here is to buy super low, which 1.7 is extremely low. Even if Bitcoin comes back down a little bit, even if somehow, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go to 12K. I think Bitcoin's bottom is in, but it could kind of go sideways before moving up. But even if Bitcoin went to 12K, which I don't think is going to happen, and Vechain happened to go down to, say, like 1.2 cents, I still think 1.7 cents right now is a great entry point. Because it's already been down 94%, and the start of Bitcoin's run could start soon. And now a majority of people do think that it's going to go down to 12,000, that the market's still flat, and that these are fake out pumps. I've covered in many videos why I think that a large number of macro indicators are showing that Bitcoin's bottom could be in. Even if you just look at simple stuff like the Pi cycle top indicator, this orange line here, when it crosses the green line, that is showing basically that Bitcoin has topped for that cycle. But when you go onto this 111 day moving average line, as you can see in the past, when you're under it for a little bit here, when you get above it and find support, you ride it for a while here. Same thing here. You're under it for a while. You get above it, you bounce, okay? Here is March 2020 COVID. You get above it and you ride it up. Okay, obviously you can see how far the distance between these lines are right now. Macro indicators are showing across the board, the NUPL, the MVRVZ score, this Pi cycle top indicator as well. The CBBI is at 6, even though the creator of look into Bitcoin, the creator, is still a little bit bearish. I've been watching what he has to say. But as you can see right here, you can't miss this data here, is that it's just under this 111. As soon as you start to get above it and start to move up, it will be bullish again. So it really depends what Bitcoin is going to do next. But that's going to depend on if Vechain's start of its bull run is now or not. But my point is that there's not a huge difference. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference, but there's not a huge difference between buying some now, buying at 1.2. That's the point of DCA. At any point, at any rate, you are buying when you're already 94% down. And Vechain has the market. It'll have the speculation. It'll have the hype to push it and the FOMO, and it'll run with the rest of the market just like everything else. So the number sounds a little crazy, but really it's just the 1618. So I understand that. And also, this is not overnight. This will take a while, okay? This will take a long time, but this is a target, and it is possible that when it does come up here at some point, it hits it and sort of starts to reject from there, or in that range, somewhere in that range. The key here, guys, the key will be to hit the sell button and not get overly greedy. Hit the sell button before the altcoin season runs out of time, because that's what happened last time. Is the altcoin season is running out of steam, it's running out of time. You get this is the worst signal here, is the weekly death cross, and that's when pretty much the game is over. And so when we get that in reverse here, buying now would be good because you don't know when this is coming. But when you get this in reverse, when you get the golden cross here on the weekly, that's the ultimate signal when it's, especially if it's strong, that's the ultimate signal that you're going to start to climb. So that's what we're sort of looking for here. And then later you want to get out, you know, before that, but you want to get out at these massive peaks when it's extremely popular and everyone's talking about it, and Vechain's a big name. But that's sort of what we're waiting on, guys. And we're waiting to see what Bitcoin will do. My main Bitcoin drawing, we've covered this many times. I do think that this is pretty clean. I think that this bat shape pattern right here is very, very clean here. And then the market moves in 3s and 5s, guys. So when you look at this 5-wave movement, this is actually pretty clean. This 5-wave movement, depending on if Bitcoin gets rejected next or not, it could go a little lower, and that's the bottom of the 5. Then we're starting, or it could be now. In my opinion, it's too risky to be out of the market right now. I like where Bitcoin is, and that's going to determine where Vechain goes. I've posted this a number of times here on Twitter. Let's go to the daily really quick for you. And that is the fact that you had your local low, hold higher low, you're going to come back up and battle this range, which you can also see on the VPVR here, and you can see all the resistance in here that it will come up here to fight, and that's going to be between 18,797 and roughly into that 20,100, 20,300 range. That'll be the next thing to battle, is try to get above this. So that's going to depend if Vechain's run starts now or not. If Bitcoin can break above this here, this 21.3 point here, and then a huge thing for Bitcoin would be to get above this 25. That could validate that the Bitcoin next wave 5 is starting, and that's that wave 5 up to that 120, 130,000 that I have shown before. So we're gonna look at one more thing on Vechain, and then gonna shut this video down. There's my thesis here, that we had bear from the peak here, the peak of the bull run. We had that 1 year bear, and then 1, 2, 3. This has been a massive wave 4 correction, and then 5, similar to what Credible Crypto talks about. DXY is also finally correcting just like we wanted. This thing finally got toppy, and we talked about this for a long time. It's finally correcting, which is going to help crypto. So it is possible with the stock RSI in here. This is sort of a W double bottom. It's not as clean as something like CKB. If we went to CKB, you want to spend some time down there and then scoop up. CKB's is really clean, just like Cardano. You come down and you're down there for a while around 0, and then you scoop up, and you can see when you're down there for a little bit of time, you can scoop up, and now you're all the way up here. So that's really clean. And I had posted with CKB that the weekly stochastic RSI is resetting, and this is the stochastic RSI. This is my favorite, just simple thing to look at. If you do a double tap down here and you're bottoming out on 0, then you finally scoop out of here, you're going to run for a while, and then you want to do the opposite, is sell on these points up here. This point could have been a double, but my point is that CKB and Cardano, theirs was pretty clean. You can see Cardano's there as well. I said the other day, when I saw this second W here and then it started to run up, I said it's hard to ignore that. And Cardano moved up a nice chunk. Okay, same thing with Cardano. When you see anything, when you see a double peak up here around 100, or especially a triple peak, I don't care what the news is saying that Google could be joining with Cardano for all I care. If there's some sort of triple peak on the stochastic, this is on the weekly stochastic RSI, and it comes down, that's when you want to sell. So you want to look at that later for Vechain. Right now, we're just going to wait and see what Bitcoin does. That's going to determine if this is the start of Vechain's run or not. But yeah, when you get up here and you get toppy, you get these double M tops, just little points here, little points here. But later, say there's a massive altcoin season, altcoin run, and you see something like this on Vechain, especially if you saw a third peak, you got to sell that third peak. You got to get out, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I love the stochastic RSI, but we're just going to wait and see what happens with Vechain. And we need the monthly stochastic RSI, which is down here in the gutter and has been flat for a while, to scoop up and start to cross over. Right now, you are getting that little bit of cross. You're getting the blue coming over the pink. We're just going to have to wait and see and let this materialize. and give it some time and see what Bitcoin does. So it is possible this is the 5-wave movement. It's a little sloppy. I don't love it, the symmetry here. But if Bitcoin gets going, which the symmetry on Bitcoin's 5-wave movement is pretty clean at this point in time. We don't necessarily need 12K. Like I said, the Nupal and a lot of other macro indicators are saying buy it. We're at the bottom. Bitcoin has bottomed, and that's what we've all been waiting for. And these are great purchase prices. So we'll see if this can play out, because if Bitcoin starts to make its next movement, that's going to be a reset for all the coins, and we're going to get the new bull run started. So we'll keep you updated on Vechain. I have a really good feeling about Vechain. Don't marry your altcoins, and be ready to hit the sell button later and make some money. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys, and we will see you in the next video. See ya.